Third and final time, Roger Clayman. Okay, next is Ned Schwartz. Wantagh, New York.
My name is Ned Schwartz. I'm a resident of Wantagh. I'm also recently retired from a management position in a law enforcement agency, not NCPD, but the feds. I hold degrees in law and police science. In my professional judgment, elimination of half the precincts is dangerous to the entire county and ultimately will be costly. It is critical to understand why each precinct is a key part of ensuring adequate protection for all of the communities spread across the hundreds of square miles. The 8 precincts weren't created all at once in 1925, but reflect years of evolution as our county grew. The main reason each precinct was created has not gone away. The last time Nassau functioned with 4 precincts was in May 1929. At that time, the population was 300,000, and there were 372 police officers, less than a quarter of today in both counts. One of the key reasons for having precincts is to have a manageable local territory that a commander can reasonably be responsible for. In business terms, each precinct is a responsibility center, managed by a commanding officer who is responsible for combating crime by knowing its various local communities and emerging problems, and by directing and targeting resources for maximum results. The leadership and management of each precinct is not administrative overhead. It is local command and control, a vital service, and it's a fundamental component of decentralized policing strategy. With only half the precincts remaining, consider, each precinct commander and staff would then become responsible for staying on top of and focusing efforts on roughly twice the territory, twice the number of posts, twice the number of unique communities, twice the problems and conditions, and twice the population. I wouldn't want that job. A mega precinct simply cannot be as focused, cannot do anywhere as effective a job when dealing with twice as much competing for their attention. Inevitably, something has to suffer, and that is the present degree of effectiveness we now enjoy in crime fighting in all the precincts. In the long run, the relatively small amount of possible savings from dismantling local command structures will be more than offset by the impact of rising crime rates. This will greatly diminish quality of life and bring about all sorts of costs and negative consequences. By any objective measure, the sheer number of communities and population is too great to effectively manage with just 4 precincts. Other police forces having 4 precincts serve far fewer people in far smaller territories. The 4 precincts in Yonkers, for example, protect 200,000 people. That's less than one of our towns. In a compact area of 18 square miles, that's 1/10 of the land area of Nassau County, less than a 10th. Many places today seek to cut spending, but no other place has cut precincts. Not in Suffolk, not in LA, not in Chicago, not in Philadelphia, not even in Newark, which has laid off officers. New York City itself facing New York City, which itself, as we know, faces great fiscal challenge, is in the process of adding a new precinct right now to reduce the territory and population covered by each Staten Island command. It will be the 121st in Graniteville. All recognize, I'm wrapping up, all recognize, and I've waited 6 hours, all recognize that each precinct, everywhere else in the U.S., all recognize that every precinct is essential. No one else is doing this. Everybody's strapped. Nobody else is doing this. Please, you do have the votes to defy the will of the people, but you have to vote your conscience. Once we start to loosen our control on crime, it will be very difficult to bring back. It's not worth the gamble. It's not worth the small return. Thank you.
Is there Robin Brandvine from Baldwin?